be recreating the look from my most recent Quick Tip Tuesday video. I honestly did not think you guys would like it that much, but the amount of comments that were requesting a tutorial was insane. So I of course had to create the look for you guys, bring you a tutorial, but I decided to make it all drugstore and affordable products. And I say affordable because some people don't consider NYX to be affordable, even though even though people don't consider NYX to be a drugstore item, even though they do sell it at certain CVS's and at Target. But then again, do people consider Target drugstore? I don't know. But anyway, I do love the way this look came out more than the original look. So if you guys are interested and want to see how I created it, keep on watching. So I'm going to start off by filling in my brows, and Maybelline and L'Oreal just came out with pretty much identical eyebrow pencils. They're basically dupes for the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and I'm going to be using the Maybelline pencil because I went ahead and swatched both of the pencils in the brunette shade, and as you can see, hopefully you can see it on the back of my hand, the Maybelline brunette shade is a lot more cool toned than the L'Oreal brow pencil. So I'm gonna go with the Maybelline one, and before I fill in my brows, I'm just going to set with a little bit of powder. I don't have anything on my skin other than the Pixi Glow Lotion Day Dew, but because of that, it's slippery around the brows, so you just wanna set with a little bit of powder before filling them in so it's really dry in that area and the brow pencil doesn't slip around. And this brow pencil is really, really great. Honestly, it is an exact dupe for the Brow Wiz. I will say they are a little more fragile, so you have to be a little more light-handed with it. Don't press too hard on the brow because the product tends to break easily. But other than that, it's a really great high quality. So now I'm going to move on to the eyes, and the eyeshadow palette that I used to create that look was the NYX Full Throttle eyeshadow palette in the shade Take Over Control. And because I was doing a skin tutorial, I had set my lids with powder and wasn't getting the full pigmentation from these shadows. So anytime you're using an eyeshadow and it's not coming out true to color, it's not coming out pigmented, don't set your entire lid with powder because it'll dilute the color of the eyeshadow. Instead, use a colored eyeshadow base or a really nude, muted eyeshadow base to really bring out the color. So I'm going to be using this duo-ended eyeshadow and eyeliner pencil from RIMMEL. It's called MAGNIF'EYES in the shade Back to Black. I'm gonna use the black side, and I'm gonna start by applying it close to the lash line and then blending it up before it has a chance to set. So I'm gonna do one eye and then the other. And then I'm grabbing a brush and just feathering it upward. I'm gonna just switch over to a little stiffer of a brush to really blend out that pencil. So now that I've smudged that out, I'm gonna pick up my first color from the palette, which is this really light purpley color. And I'm gonna pick it up on a large blending brush. This is a Smith 232, and I'm just gonna apply that to the crease. And now I'm picking up the dark blue shadow from the palette on a Luxie 229 brush, and I'm going to apply it to the inner and outer corners, right over where we applied the black eyeshadow base. And then slowly start blending it into the crease. And then I'm gonna grab that same brush I used to apply the first shadow, and I'm just gonna blend this out. If you need to, pick up some more of that light purple shadow and use that to help blend this out. And like always, it looks super scary right now, but trust me, it'll pull itself together in a moment. Next, I'm gonna go in with the bronzy shadow in the palette, and I'm gonna pick it up on a brush. This is a Luxie 213 brush. And before I apply it to the center of the lid, I'm going to spray it with a little bit of setting spray. This is the Maybelline Master Fix Wear Boosting Setting Spray. So I'm just gonna give it a spritz. Too many spritz. And then I'm going to apply it to the center of the lid. Center of the lid, but also blend it kind of up and over the other areas that already have the navy on it. So it's like a spotlight eye, but a little messier, since the inner and outer corners aren't gonna be so dark. And then I'm gonna grab a large blending brush and just really diffuse the edges of the shadow. And if you need additional help blending that out, pick up some more of that setting powder that I used earlier on the brows and use that to help blend out the edges. And I'm just gonna go ahead and finish my lower lash line now. Normally I do my foundation and then go back to it, but I'm just gonna do it now. So I'm gonna go back in with that black kohl liner and apply it to the lower lash line and smudge it out. So right up against the lower lash line. And I'm gonna start by applying the transition color, the purple shadow, to the lower lash line. And then I'm going in with the dark blue eyeshadow and placing that one really, really close to the lower lash line. And then again up top, just to connect the look. So now that this looks even crazier, I'm gonna fill in my waterline with a black eyeliner. This is also a new eyeliner from L'Oreal. It's called the, I think it's SILKESSIME black eyeliner. It's just so pigmented. I mean, let me just show you guys. Look at that. So good. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill in my waterline, upper and lower, with this eyeliner. And I'm also gonna go ahead and apply my false lashes right now. I'm gonna be using my favorite pair of Drugstore lashes. These are the Kiss Natural Flourish Blooming Lash in the style Peony. But before I do that, I'm gonna coat my lashes in some mascara. I'm using Maybelline's Lash Sensational Mascara. So I went ahead and applied the false lashes off camera. Now I'm gonna go ahead and work on my complexion. So I'm gonna go ahead and prime my skin with the NYX Hydra Touch Primer. I haven't used this before, so let's see how this goes. It looks like a gel moisturizer. And like I mentioned earlier, I already used the Pixi Glow Lotion, or Glowtion, on my skin, but I am feeling a little dry, so I'm just gonna add a little more of this product. And before I go in with foundation, I'm gonna go ahead and highlight my skin with a cream highlighter. This is by far the most exciting launch I've seen from a drugstore brand in a really long time. This is the Maybelline Master Strobing Stick. So it's a cream highlighter, super comparable to the NARS multiple sticks, also comparable to kind of like a WhatsApp highlighter from Benefit. So it's a cream highlighter, and I like applying my highlighters to my bare skin before going in with foundation to give that lit from within glow. So I'm applying a ton, look at that. So I do that, and then I just kind of blend it in with a beauty blender, and I apply my foundation on top. And the color I'm using is Medium Nude Glow. The other color that they came out with, I think, is a little more towards the pinker side. This one is Light Iridescent. And I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them for you guys so you can see what they look like. So now I'm gonna go in with my foundation. I'm using the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Cushion Foundation, and I'm gonna apply it with my beauty blender. And this does come with an applicator, but I prefer to use my beauty blender. And this foundation has also become my favorite drugstore foundation. I was very hesitant to buy it at first because I think it was retailing for 20 bucks at Target, but then the price went down at Ulta. So I think mine was like $15. So if I were you and you were interested in this foundation, I would check Ulta before Target. And for concealer, I really want to use this Maybelline concealer. I believe this is the Fit Me concealer, but I have a feeling it's not even going to create a highlight on me. I'm going to see. I'm going to apply this concealer to the back of my hand first, warm it up, and then apply it underneath my eye. I don't know, it's looking too dark. Actually, this is going to work. And now I'm going to take my beauty blender and blend that out. And as I'm applying the concealer and foundation, I'm sort of cleaning up the eyeshadow by flipping the beauty blender on its side and just cleaning up that edge. And I never do a cream contour, but I really want to use this new contouring stick from Maybelline. I'm only going to be using the contouring side to add some shading to my face. So let's see how this goes. It's a good color. Super creamy too. And then I'm going to pat it in with the beauty blender again. Yeah, I really like this contouring stick. The color is really, really good. Normally I have an issue with contouring creams, especially drugstore being too orange. And if you guys are wondering why I'm always looking in this direction, that's because that's where my monitor is, and that's how I know what I'm doing since I film myself. If not, I'm like, where'd you go? And because I am still pretty pale right now, the Maybelline powder shows up too dark in my highlighted areas. So forgive me, but I'm gonna use my Laura Mercier powder just to set the areas that I highlighted, but I'm gonna use the Maybelline powder to set the rest of the face. Now I'm gonna take a little more of that translucent powder and just clean up the edges of this eyeshadow. I'm gonna add some bronzer to warm up the skin and also add a blush with the E.L.F. Contouring Blush and Bronzing Powder. This is always being compared to the NARS Laguna and Orgasm Duo, and it is pretty similar. I will say that the blush just has a little more glitter versus shimmer like Orgasm does, but still pretty similar. So first I'm gonna go in with the bronzer just to warm up my skin. And then I'm gonna use that same brush to apply the blush. To further highlight on top of that cream highlighter, I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild MEGAGLO Illuminating Palette. So it has a bunch of different highlighters in here. You could swirl them all together, but I think I'm just gonna pick up the really champagne colored one all the way to the right and then apply it to the high points of my face. And because I decided to completely finish my eyes and then do my foundation, I keep forgetting steps on my eyes. So I'm gonna add some mascara to my lower lashes. And for the lips, I'm gonna be using Rimmel's Provocalips Kiss Proof Lip Color in the shade Skinny Dipping. I feel like the highlight on my upper lip came out a little mustardy. It's a little dark, but I'll survive. All right, that completes this look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. As always, if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I see you in the next one. Bye guys.